Welcome everyone to today's sketch lesson where we'll strengthen your drawing fundamentals with this step-by-step tutorial. Grab your pencils and sketch pad and let's draw Michael Myers from Halloween. I'm going to start today's sketch off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. Let's start by adding some guidelines in the center of our page to help with the balance and symmetry of our drawing. We'll start at the very top in the middle. It's going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom using these short lines. Let's go back up to the top. We're going to draw another line going across from left to right. Now I'm going to be using these two lines to create a large circle on the top of our page to define the size of the head. So from that center point, let's move up to right about here. It's going to mark off the top of our circle. Now we want to measure this distance down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center towards the left and then the right side. And then we'll connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. So we'll start with the top left and just work our way around. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect, we're just using this as a guide. And then just go back and smooth this out as best you can. Now we're going to add another line coming down the side of our circle. So let's start back on the left, coming all the way down towards the bottom. And then do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to add one more line going across the bottom of our circle. Now let's find the halfway point between the center of our circle and the bottom. So right here, draw a straight line going across. Now I'm going to place a gap in between the eyes. So from that center line, move over towards the left, right about here. Draw a straight line coming all the way down towards the bottom. Now let's measure that distance from the center towards the right side and do the same thing. Now I want to start blocking out the facial features. Let's start with the eyes. We're going to follow this line going out towards the side. Bend this down and in. Do the same thing on the right. Bend this in and then up. Now I'm going to place the tip of the nose right here. Come down and out on both sides to create a triangle. And we'll flatten off the end. Let's move all the way down. Just mark off the mouth with a straight line. Now I want to add some definition to the upper lip. We're going to start with a V in the center. On the left side, bend this down and then out. Now on the right, we're going to go out and then down. Let's move down, mark off the lip with a straight line, and then come all the way down towards the chin. Now we're going to add some shape to the jawline. Let's start from the side of the eye line. We're going to come down and bend that in to the same height as the mouth. Curve this down and then in towards the bottom corner of the chin. Now let's go back up to the side and add in the ears. We're going to start from the left side, draw a straight line going out on both sides. Come straight down and then bend that in. Now I'm going to round out the top edge of the mask. From the left side of our circle, bend this up, across, and then down. Now we're just going to round out the top corners of the mask. And now I want to add some volume to the hair. Let's start on top left ear. We're just going to brush the hair going around and down. Pull this back up, go out, and then up towards the side. Let's brush the hair in the center. So we're going to start over on the right side, going up and over. Come down, go all the way across, and then pull that down. Now these two lines will be the side of the neck, so we're just going to draw on the shoulders. Let's start from this point, angle this down, and then out. Now that we have the rough sketch of our character in place, we're going to go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now once we clean up our drawing, I'm going to go back in and use this rough sketch as a guide to help us layer on some more details and refine the shapes. Now I want to start with the top of the eyelid. From this point, I'm just going to curl up the brow, small fold coming across. Just going to add some shape to the eye, going up. I just want to bend this down along the outside. Let's do the same thing on the right, going up and then down. Just add a fold going along the outside. Now let's open up the eye, coming down, round out the bottom, and then pull that up on the inside. Let's add the side of the nose bridge, just bending this in and then down. And then we'll add a fold underneath the eyes. Now from here, we'll start layering some detail on, working our way out from the eyes. Let's start with the eyebrow. Go up, then down on the outside. Now working our way towards the nose. around the tip, come down the outside. I'm going to add some shape to the mouth, starting with that center seam. Now the lower lip, and then the chin. Let's add that fold across the cheeks, starting from the top of the nostrils, and come down and out. And we'll just round this out, bend that up. I'm going to add a rough edge along the outside of the mask. So I'm just going to tear up the top right side. Looks like it's burnt. Adding a scar coming down. And work our way around the left side towards the ears. Now I want to blend the ears in towards the side of the head. So I'm just going to round this out. Again, just adding a little bit more shape coming in towards the earlobes. And we'll add a fold inside. Add a little bit of a burn mark on the right corner of the mouth, going up across the lip and the chin, also across the cheek. So I'm going to add a scar on the left side. Now let's define the neck. So give it a slight bend going around and then down. I'm just going to add some texture of hair coming out along the outside. We're just going to push this over towards the left. Just adding some hair coming down from the side, in behind the ear. I'm just going to add some texture to the hair along the outside, and then working our way in. We're just going to build up the volume of the hair, just working our way around. Now I'm going to go back in and do one final cleanup before I add some more contrast and shading. I'm going to switch my pencil to a thicker lead. This is my 0.9mm. Just going to add some contrast and more detail as we go. And I'm going to start back at the eyes, just tracing out the contours. Add some wrinkles across the forehead, going a little bit darker in the center, and then fading that out. just underneath the neck, we're just going to add some wrinkles and folds and tear across the bottom of the mask. Now I'm just going to refine the texture of the hair. We're just going to pull some of that texture of the hair across the head, and we don't need to go all the way down towards the bottom. Now we're going to go back and work our way from the edge of the head, the mask, and work our way out. Just adding a little bit of texture. Now I'm going to switch to the side edge of my 2mm pencil and start adding some tones and some soft texture inside the hair. So working from the side edge of the mask, just going to brush this up and then out. So this will give us a little bit of fill to the inside of the hair. We also do the same thing from the top, working our way down. I'm going to use that same pencil to add a darker tone to the right side of the head. Now this is the area where the face is burnt. Also crossing in towards the ear. So we go back and just define the edge of the burn area. Adding some spots going around. Now the head's going to cast a shadow across the neck, so we'll darken up the top. We're just going to shift the shadow over towards the right side. I want to go a little bit darker along the top, and then fade that down. as we near the end of our drawing, I'll add a few more details, and always be sure to sign our artwork. And there's our sketch illustration of Michael Myers from Halloween. If you found today's lesson helpful, give it a like and share it with someone else who's learning how to draw. You can find more step-by-step lessons in the full sketch course playlist link below, or explore other topics across this channel. I want to thank you for joining me today. Keep practicing, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next one.